Barrett Daffin, and I am here today with Becky Goldsmith. And we are so excited to get to have this conversation and share it with you. So, Becky, welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
We are so happy to have you. So, I wanted to start off by just talking about your quilting eureka moment. You know, so many creatives have a distinct turning point when they realize their craft can be a business. And when you went from passionate quilter to professional entrepreneur, how did that happen?
That happened in about 1993 or 94 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. My good friend Linda Jenkins, who was my partner for many years, she and her husband were leaving Tulsa, and Steve and I were also leaving Tulsa. And before that, Linda and I had joined the Green Country Quilters Guild like 8 years before. We were both new quilters. We grew in our craft. She had owned a beauty shop. She sold it. She said, "We're leaving town. We should start a business." And I said, sure, we should do that, because we were both heavy into applique at that time. And I had been doing some drawings for something else. And she said, we should start a business. So we did. So she moved to Colorado and I moved to Texas, and we started Piece of Cake.
That is so cool. So as you said, you started in 1994 and you really revolutionized the way that patterns and books were sold, because you started off, did you start off doing a block of the month, or did you start off doing books?
We started off with patterns. Oh, and it would crack you up to go back and look at the very first patterns we put out. This is really pretty funny. But we went to market first thing when we were brand new. We went to market and we shared a booth for several markets with Karen Stone, because I was friends with Karen down here, and we shared a booth. But we started with patterns, and then we self-published our first book.
Okay.
And it wasn't long after that before, like, blocks of the month were just barely starting, and we thought, we can do that. So we did that. And, you know, the part that's behind the scenes that people don't know, and I will acknowledge, there are so many people out there who have really excellent designs, who could publish their patterns. They do really great work, but it is an enormous amount of work. Not just the making of the pattern and the quilt, but all of the backstory that goes with it. Plus, one of the reasons why I think we're still here is that there were 2 markets a year back in the day. Always had something new at every market. And that means like a new book every 6 months, or a new set of patterns every 6 months, or sometimes 2. It was crazy.
That's a lot of work. And I think people don't realize there's creating the pattern, there's making the quilt, there's doing the illustrations, there's making sure it's technically correct and that someone can follow your instructions. There's all the cutting instructions. Like, there's so much that goes into it.
Much. Well, and part of the reason why Linda and I excelled, especially from a distance as partners, gosh, it's multiple reasons. Partners who live close to each other can lose their tempers too quickly. When you're, states apart, it's a little more difficult. Also, because we were states apart, we had to have a clear division of labor. And Linda's background was business. So we couldn't have inventory in 2 places and ship from 2 places and handle them. No. So she took care of all of that. And that meant my part was drafting the patterns, writing the instructions. And back in the day, do you know why in Word it says cut and paste? It's because back in the day, it was paper, and you cut it and you pasted it.
Yep.
Yeah, boy, I remember all that. So that's pretty good. So we had a clear division of labor, and we would be busy at different times. So during the writing that part of it, I was crazy busy.
Right.
After that part, when it's get it in, ship it, and with patterns, there was folding and assembling and bagging it. Seriously, so much work. then she was busy. So we would be busy at different times. It was interesting.
Yeah, I bet.